A very good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for joining us on BeeTv News at 3 p.m. My name is Best Orito. President Bola Tinubu has asked the Senate to screen and confirm ministerial nominee from Kaduna State, Abbas Balaribe. President Tinubu also requested the confirmation of Jamila Bio Ibrahim from Kwara State and Ayodele Alawande. The president's request was contained in a letter read by the Senate President Godswill Akpabio at plenary. The report. The president had in September announced the appointment of Ibrahim to serve as Minister of Youth and Olawade to serve as Minister of State for Youth, pending their confirmation by the Senate. The nominee from Kaduna appeared to have been nominated to replace a former governor of Kaduna State, Nasiru El-Rufai, whose nomination was rejected by the Senate. El-Rufai was rejected alongside Abubakar Danladi from Taraba and Stella Okotete from Delta over non-security clearance. Balarabe was the chairman of the 65-man transition committee of the swearing-in of Uba Sani as governor of Kaduna State on May 29.
Request for confirmation of ministerial nominees. In compliance with the provision of Section 147 sub 2 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, I am pleased to forward to the Senate 3 nominees: Dr. Jamila Bio Ibrahim, Balarebe Abbas Lawal, and Mr. Ayodele Olawande for confirmation as ministers of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. While I hope that this request will receive the usual expeditious consideration of the Senate, please accept, distinguished Senate President and distinguished senators, the assurances of my highest regards.
In another development, the Senate has stopped first-time senators from contesting for presiding officer. The Senate amended its standing orders to prevent senators elected into the upper chamber for the first time to contest for the position of Senate President and Deputy Senate President. The amended rule stipulates that any senator contesting for the first time of the Senate President and Deputy Senate President must have spent a minimum of 1 term in the Senate. The Senate also amended its rules to accommodate creation of additional 9 standing committees. The amendment is equal to a motion sponsored by the majority leader Okpeyemi Bamidele.
The Senate amend Rule 3, sub 2, 1, 2, 3, and 4 to clearly state that a senator vying for the office of the President of Senate and Deputy President of Senate must have served at least 1 term in the Senate as a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
The Senate, in the Committee of the Whole, considered the report on the amendment of the Senate Standing Order 2022 as amended and approved as follows. Recommendations 1 to 5 as recommended. Recommendations 6 to 9 as amended.
When the motion was raised, it was passed to the Senate Committee of a Whole for immediate consideration. Majority of the senators supported the motion when it was passed at the Committee of the Whole. Best Orator reporting for BeeTv News. Meanwhile, there was drama today at the Senate as a ministerial nominee, Balaribe Abbas Lawal, collapsed on Wednesday while being screened on the floor of the Senate. During the interrogation, Lawal, who was obviously exhausted, abruptly passed out. Concerned senators raced to his aid and promptly dialed for help. As soon as the incident occurred, Senate President Godswill Akpabio was heard requesting water and sugar to revive the ministerial nominee.
He's a seasoned administrator from his resume as presented. He's also somebody who has understudied the
Mr.
Wait. Can you say water, give me water. Water and sugar. Water and sugar. Get sugar, and water. Is there any, where is Dr. Wale? Can the camera cease immediately? Can we have a closed session? Will the cameraman please leave us? Will the cameraman please leave us?
At the time of this report, it was guarded that the ministerial nominee was being revived. Staying with the Senate on Tuesday warned President Bola Tinubu against illegal spending and advised him to seek a supplementary budget for its compressed natural gas initiative. The Senate, through its Committee on Gas, led by Senator Jaribe, urged the executive arm of government to expeditiously present a 2023 supplementary budget to the National Assembly to kickstart the compressed natural gas project. The request came barely 48 hours after President Bola Tinubu announced the measures to cushion the pains of fuel subsidy removal on Nigerians. The lawmakers insisted that the law was against extra budgetary spending. The committee's chairman, who commended Tinubu for the CNJ initiative, however, warned that it would be illegal to spend taxpayers' money or the money without approval by the National Assembly and other projects in the gas value chain. The senators also advised against extra budgetary expenditure through Ways and Means, saying the legislature was ready to support and bring succor to the people. Jaribe commended Tinubu on his CNJ revolution to power vehicles. Jaribe stated that the National Assembly, under the leadership of the Senate President, Senator Godswill Akpabio, was poised to support the lofty programs of Tinubu. He said a 2023 supplementary budget would be most appropriate instead of the Ways and Means approach of the previous administration, which had remained a major issue of contention in the Central Bank of Nigeria. And now to Edo State, where the Edo State Governor, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, charged citizens and residents of the state on protection and preservation of the environment for a sustainable future. Obaseki gave Commissioner for Urban in Soke Omo, members of the ministry, environmentalists, and school children embarked on an 8.5-kilometer walk to mark the 2023 World Habitat Day. BeeTv News Afajabwe has details.
The walk kicked off from the Edo State Secretariat, Sapele Road, through Ring Road to Urban Market, Siloko Road, Olia Market, Akenzua, Airport Road, and terminated at the Government House, Benin City. Receiving the group after the walk at the Government House, Governor Godwin Obaseki charged parents to plant trees for their children to celebrate their birthdays, noting that if 1 million child plants trees in a year, the state would have successfully planted 1 million trees. Governor Obaseki emphasized the need for Edo people to maintain clean, green, and restore the environment to how God has created it in the first place, or else we, adding children and those that will succeed their parents on earth, will suffer from negligence.
We must make our habitats and the environment sustainable for us and our future. You all have seen what is going on, particularly with climate change. There is no other greater evidence to show or let us know that we just can't take things for granted. We can't take our environment and our habitat for granted.
Obaseki congratulated all that have been able to complete the 8.5 kilometers walk, as the significance of the walk is to let people know how important and significant the habitat is to mankind. He said, looking at what is going on, particularly with climate change, there is no greater evidence to show that humans cannot take environment for granted anymore. He maintained that negligence of the land and environment has resulted to flood, erosion, and landslide, saying something needs to be done urgently to save it. Governor Obaseki said it is the responsibility of everyone to fight back to clean and green the environment by doing the right thing, adding that it is the reason his administration is concerned about the 30-year urban and regional master plan, which will be legislated into law beyond this administration.
If we do not clean and green our environment and restore the environment to how God has created it in the first place for us, we and our children and forebears and the people who will succeed us on earth will suffer very dearly for it.
On her part, the Commissioner for Housing, Urban and Fiscal Planning, Isoke Omon, said Edo is known as a clean place that needs to be protected, as any negligence of the environment will have a negative impact and effect on the people. She said the World Habitat Day is celebrated every first Monday in October, and it's a time to pause and look at the habitats if this is where the humans want to be.
The way we manage our waste is an issue. The way we manage dirt is an issue. The way we build is an issue. The places that we are provided rain, we have covered them. There are issues. We are suffering from erosion, flood, so many things. And this is the earth we want to leave for our children. If we don't do anything about it, there will be nothing remaining. So we want to go out today and tell people that each person owes the earth a responsibility to do his part, his or her part, to keep the earth giving value to us.
It was agreed that everyone has a role to play in keeping environment safe. Gloria Afajegbe, reporting for BeeTv News.
The Federal Capital Territory FCT Police Command has paraded 25 suspected criminals arrested for various crimes in the territory. Parading the suspects, the Commissioner of Police FCT Command Haruna Gaba warned the general public to be cautious when boarding unpaid taxi, commonly known as Kabu Kabu, which is being used for carrying out criminal activities in the Federal Capital Territory. BeeTv News, Rebecca Goffey has the reports.
Speaking on greatness, Olorunfemi, who was a victim of one chance that was not attended to at the Maitama General Hospital, the Commissioner of Police FCT says he has invited the Chief Medical Director of Maitama General Hospital for more investigation. He therefore ordered hospitals to attend to injured victims in distress while contacting the police for further clarification.
We've been repeatedly telling, even on press briefing, that medical doctors, what you need to do is that if you see somebody even with bullet wound, what you need to do is accept him in your hospital and alert the police. That is simple simplicity. There's nothing much more than that. As you alert the police, the man is being treated, and the police will come there and do the needful.
On the issue of the recent surge in cases involving alleged disappearance of male organs in the territory, the commissioner, who cautioned against false information and mob justice, urged residents to rely on the police for proper investigation.
Some people came across me last week or thereabouts that they also heard about the disappearance of in Gwagwalada. We have not received such reports. I have not seen any breast disappearing. Even the male organ they are talking about, it is purely a psychological thing. And all the people that have been taken to the hospital, they have confirmed that the organ is active and intact. Thank you.
Some of the suspects paraded confess to the crime which they are accused of.
August.
Huh?
August.
This year?
Yes, sir.
How many times have you operated?
6 times.
6 times?
Yes, sir.
Successfully?
Yes, sir.
Until you were caught?
Yes, sir.
How much have you made in this business?
I've not realized that.
Huh?
The money is not sometimes 53,000.
And the first two, our vehicle engine got bad. It was out of the 4 we succeeded twice.
Now tell me,
it's the second one that they got me.
Okay, tell me how you feel now. I mean, if you look back at where you were and where you are now.
From and where you are now.
I am not really happy about it. I'm really regretting the decision I took.
CP Haruna says the command has recorded significant achievements following swift responses by the officers in their fight against crime in the FCT, while reiterating the commitment of police to continue to protect the lives and property of residents. Rebecca Goffey, reporting for BeeTv News.
And on to some political matters. Ahead of the Edo State Governorship election bid for September 21, 2024, a leading gubernatorial aspirant to the All Progressives Congress APC and former member representing Igwani-Kpoboka Federal Constituency, Honorable E.J. Agboanyima, has declared his intentions to contest as the governor of Edo State. Honorable Agboanyima said if given the opportunity, he will prioritize education, health, economy, and security in the state if voted into power as governor. The report. It was an exciting moment at the State APC Secretariat in Benin City as the former member representing Igwani-Kpoboka Federal Constituency and Federal Commissioner Code of Conduct Bureau, Honorable Yozuwa Johnson Agboanyima, as he arrived to the State Party Secretariat to meet with the leaders of the party. Addressing the State Executive of the APC, local government party chairman and other leaders, the governorship aspirant, Honorable E.J. Agboanyima, thanked the executive of the State APC for giving him a platform to contest for the 2024 Edo governorship primaries of the party. He said the essence of the gathering was to make his political ambition known to the people of Edo State. The governorship hopeful described himself as a pathfinder, a man of wisdom and of great reputation, who has always been a believer of democracy and has demonstrated great leadership skills in his political career. He mentioned that during the period he served as a member of the National Assembly and as a board of director at the Nigerian Railway Services, he fought for crucial infrastructural development, hence the reason he wants to contest the governorship election.
My interest for this state is how to move this state together. I believe with all of us coming together, binding together like our broom, we shall sweep the deck, parading everywhere in our great state.
On his part, the state chairman of the APC, Colonel David Imuse, retired, who was represented by the state deputy chairman, Mr. Jared Tenebe, said it was important to draw the attention of Edo people to the alleged unpleasant condition of the state to enable the party choose the right person to govern the state next year. He commended Honorable E.J. Agboanyima for joining the race.
You have done well. We've heard all what you have said. You know, the party is a party that has so many children that are disciplined. Some are not disciplined. Those that will jump the rules, those that will forge endorsement all over the place. But the disciplined ones, just the way you have come today. Ensure you talk to our people. It will give them the opportunity to draw their line.
Honorable E.J. Agboanyima, while speaking with journalists after the ceremony, said he has what it takes to become the next governor of Edo State.
Edo State was known for something, for one thing in particular, agriculture. All this have been forgotten. Look at our young men and women. The youth have been forgotten. The market women have been forgotten. Insecurity have taken the order of the day. Transportation system, nothing to write home about. In Edo State, no single flyover. Edo State, the heartbeat of the nation, for God's sake, in the 21st century, and we don't have industry to engage the youth. We must create an enabling environment for investors to come in and do business. Not this one we are talking on social media and doing MOU every day.
The event had in attendance dignitaries and members of the All Progressives Congress and other stakeholders. Best Orator, reporting for BeeTv News. The Ondo State House of Assembly on Tuesday gave a fresh directive to the Chief Judge of the State, Justice Olusegun Adesola, to set up a 7-man panel to investigate the allegation of gross misconduct against the Deputy Governor, Mr. Lucky Ayeda Atiwa. The Assembly began the impeachment process against the Deputy Governor last week, serving him with a notice containing 14 allegations of gross misconduct. The House at the Tuesday plenary said the Deputy Governor had yet to respond to the allegations. The report is presented by Rebecca Garfield.
The majority leader of the Ondo State House of Assembly, Honorable Oluwole Ogunmola Suyi, therefore moved a motion to direct the Chief Judge of the state to set up a panel to commence Ayeda Tiwa's probe. The motion was seconded by Honorable Felix Afe. In his remarks, the Speaker of the Assembly, Honorable Olumide Oladiji, who confirmed the alleged failure of Ayedatiwa to respond to the allegations, said the letter of notice was received by the Chief Protocol Officer of the Deputy Governor on Ayedatiwa's behalf. According to the Speaker, Section 188 of the Nigerian Constitution stipulates that the Assembly would wait for 7 days for the Deputy Governor to respond, which had lapsed. The Speaker said concerted efforts were made to serve the notice on the Deputy Governor, who for some time was not available for the service, prompting the House to approach the court for a substituted service on the Deputy Governor. On the 25th of September, a substituted service of the notice of allegations was made on the Deputy Governor, duly signed by more than 1/3 honorable members of the House as required by the Constitution in Section 188(2). He added that Section 188 of the Constitution states further that the Deputy Governor has 7 days within which to reply to the allegations leveled against him. The Constitution states further that within 7 days of the passing of a motion under the foregoing provisions of the said section, the Chief Judge of the State shall, at the request of the Speaker of the House of Assembly, appoint a panel of 7 persons. The Speaker therefore sought which the opinion of the House to direct Chief Judge of Ondo State, Honorable Justice Olusegun Odusola, so in line with relevant sections of the Constitution, set up a 7-man panel to investigate the Deputy Governor on the allegations leveled against him. The Deputy Governor had last week secured an interim order from the Federal High Court in Abuja, restraining the Assembly from moving to impeach him from office. The court also restrained Governor Rotimi Akeredolu from nominating a new deputy governor and forwarding the same to the lawmakers for approval, pending the hearing and determination of the substantive matter. Rebecca Goffey reporting for BeeTv News.
And now to some business news. The federal government has issued licenses to 17 independent electricity distribution network operators, with 10 are currently operational, the government announced on Tuesday. It disclosed this in the 2022 Market Competition Report released on Tuesday by the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, an agency of the federal government. The government revealed this while providing a breakdown of the country's power distribution segment. Nigeria's power sector is basically categorized into the electricity generation, transmission and distribution segments. In November 2013, when the sector was unbundled into the 3 segments, 11 successors distribution companies were created and were privatized, as they have been serving the country since then amidst complaints by consumers. But in the just released 2022 Market Competition Report, the NEROC said all the 11 successors discos, that is the distribution companies, have been privatized. Ownership and management of the discos have been transferred to private investors. And now to foreign news now, where a spike in attack along the 2 country borders, which Islamabad blames on Afghanistan-based operatives, has escalated tensions in the year. It has also fueled resentment in Islamabad, which on Tuesday announced a crackdown on illegal migrants. The Taliban government urged Pakistan to rethink its unacceptable move. Afghanistan rulers have reportedly denied providing refuge for militants who target Pakistan. About 1.3 million Afghans are registered as refugees, while another 880,000 have received the legal status to remain, according to the UN. But another 1.7 million people are in the country illegally, claimed Mr. Boti on Tuesday, an apparent reference to those who have not yet gained refugee status. He said those people would have to leave the country by the end of the month, whether voluntarily or through a forced deportation. And now to Italy now, where at least 21 people were killed, including 2 children, when a passenger bus plunged from a bridge in Italy near Venice on Tuesday. The bus was traveling from Venice to nearby Mahara and was full of people returning home from work. Venice Mayor Luigi Brogaro told state media. Francisco Martino, Chief of Staff of the Prefecture of Venice, told journalists that 18 people were also injured in the crash and that authorities were still trying to determine what caused it. The accident occurred on the overpass of a road that leads from Mestro to Mahara and the A4 motorway, Italy media also reported. Following the impact, the vehicle caught fire. The fire brigade wrote on the X, formerly known as Twitter. Among the injured are Ukrainian, French, Croatian, and German nationals. Venice Prefect Michel Di Bari told journalists. As authorities tried and determined the cause of the deadly accident, Ray reported that a 40-year-old bus driver, identified as Alberto Risotto, was among the dead. The traffic councillor Renato Boriso told newsmen that the driver had experience of up to 7 years but died in the accident. And to some sports news now, Turkey has agreed to merge their Euro 2032 bid with Italy in July, and that has now been made possible by governing body UEFA. While Italy had only bid for the 2032 tournament, Turkey had bid to host both Euro 2028 and Euro 2032. Both bids still need official approval by UEFA at the meeting of its executive committee on Tuesday. Turkey hosted June's Champions League final between Manchester City and Inter Milan at Istanbul. Both a major international tournament has never been held in the country. Reigning European champions Italy hosted the Euros in 1968 and 1980, and Rome's Stadio Olimpico was also used as a venue at Euro 2020. In April, 10 grounds were selected for the UK and Republic of Ireland's bid, including Glasgow, Hampden Park, Cardiff's Principality Stadium, Dublin's Aviva Stadium, and Wembley in London. The Republic of Ireland, Northern Ireland, and Wales have never hosted a major tournament. England were one of the 11 countries to host Euro 2020, along with Scotland, as well as being sole host of the 1966 World Cup and Euro 1996. And that's what we call it a wrap on BeeTv News at 3 p.m. Do join us on a major news bulletin coming by 7 p.m. My name is Best Orator. Good afternoon.